My name is Mia, and I'm a 27-year-old graphic designer from Seattle. 6 months ago, I ended my tumultuous relationship with my ex-boyfriend, David. Our relationship was a roller coaster, and when it ended, I hoped it would be the last I'd see of him. I changed my number, moved to a new apartment, and tried to start fresh. But David had a way of finding me. At first, his attempts to contact me seemed harmless. I'd get a few unexpected texts, social media messages, and even flowers left at my doorstep. It was annoying, but I thought I could handle it. Then, things started to take a darker turn. One night, I came home from work to find my apartment door slightly ajar. My heart pounded as I pushed it open. Inside, everything seemed untouched except for a single framed photo of us, shattered on the floor. I stood frozen in the doorway, questions flooding my mind. How did he get in? Was he still here? Panicked, I called the police. They arrived quickly and searched the apartment, but found no evidence of forced entry. They suggested it might have been an accident, but I knew better. The feeling of violation was overwhelming, and I couldn't shake the sense that he was always watching. The next week, I started receiving eerie voicemails in the middle of the night. David's voice, whispering, "You can't escape me." Each message made my skin crawl. I blocked his number, but the calls kept coming from different lines. My friends advised me to get a restraining order, but David always seemed to be one step ahead. I felt like a prisoner in my own life, constantly looking over my shoulder and fearing the next contact. One evening, while working late at the office, I glanced out the window and saw his car parked outside. My stomach churned with fear. I immediately alerted security, but by the time they got there, he was gone. Was I imagining things? Could he really be that good at disappearing? The final straw came when I found my cat missing. I searched everywhere, calling out his name, but he was nowhere to be found. My heart sank as I walked into the kitchen and saw a note on the table. Missing something, it read. I felt sick. How could he stoop so low? What did he want from me? Terrified for my safety, I decided to stay with my friend, Charlotte. We devised a plan to gather enough evidence to get David arrested. We installed security cameras in my apartment, hoping to catch him in the act. It wasn't long before we had multiple recordings of him breaking in and leaving threatening messages. Watching the footage made my blood run cold. How had my life come to this? Armed with this evidence, we went to the police. This time, they took me seriously. They arrested David, and I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. But even with him behind bars, the psychological scars remained. I was constantly looking over my shoulder, feeling his presence even when he wasn't there. How could I ever feel safe again? Love isn't supposed to be a nightmare, but my relationship with David had turned into one. I now understood the importance of listening to that inner voice, the one that tells you when something isn't right. I learned to trust my instincts and to never underestimate the lengths someone might go to in order to control you. My story might sound extreme, but it's a stark reminder of how quickly love can turn into something dark and dangerous. I'm grateful to have friends who supported me and a legal system that eventually listened. But the fear, the anxiety, and the constant vigilance are things I'll carry with me for a long time. David may be behind bars, but the impact of his actions will linger. I just hope that sharing my story can help others recognize the signs and take action before it's too late. When people hear about my ordeal, they often ask, "Why didn't you do something sooner?" The truth is, I didn't realize how dangerous David could be until it was almost too late. I wanted to believe the best in him, that he would move on and leave me in peace. But I was wrong. If you find yourself in a similar situation, don't wait. Trust your instincts and seek help immediately. You don't have to go through it alone. Reach out to friends, family, or authorities. Your safety is more important than anything else. My experience taught me to be vigilant and to always prioritize my well-being. No one should live in fear of someone they once loved. I'm hopeful that sharing my story will encourage others to take control of their own safety and to never underestimate the power of a determined ex.